welcome back to the channel. Doing an old school ammo hunt. I've got a couple of new pieces. I've got the suppressor now. I've got that 6.5 Creedmoor, and I am looking for some specific ammo, and it is economical in the long run to buy 1 or 2 boxes locally, pay a couple dollars more than to buy 1 or 2 boxes online for a couple dollars less, but you have to pay for shipping. So we're gonna go into Bass Pro. I'm looking for some Hornady 300 blackout, the subsonic. I'm also looking for some 6.5 Creedmoor match ammo. I've got some Hornady ELD match, and then I've also got 1 box of Federal. So I'm just kind of scouting prices right now, and I think that the Federal is actually more expensive in Walmart than it is here at Bass Pro. So kind of just keeping an eye on the prices. We're gonna hit up Sportsman, we're gonna hit up Academy in a couple of days. Heading up north, and yeah, so we're gonna head into Bass Pro, see what they got.
They've got some primers. They've got large pistol primers, small pistol primers Magnum, and then some Magnum large pistol primers. Still have the same amount of powder, the same varieties here for the most part. Averages 38 to 53, but a lot of powder, and then the primers are definitely more in stock than they have been. Still the same-ish in the pistol calibers. We've got some of the oddballs. We got 45 Colt and 10 millimeter. Then there's some subsonic 45 there, 45 Colt, more 10 millimeter. 44 mag for 60 bucks, 45 auto, 45 Colt, 10 millimeter down there, no price, 45 Colt 65. Other than that, the Herder's 9 is 12.98 with a club card. Pretty good deal. This is one of the rounds I am interested in. 50 bucks, gosh, that's expensive. 140 grains 45. I think I have that one. I don't have that one, but I'd have to double check. I'm not going to buy and find out. As terms of the 300 blackout, they've got some SIG subs for 35, and then they've got the SIG 77 grain for 31, and then I actually have about 10 or 12, 15 boxes of that, so I don't need that. But I am interested in maybe this, some 75 grain with the suppressor. That will probably be fairly quiet. Interested in trying that out, but they ultimately don't have the one that I want to try for home defense. They do have that one. I need that one, so I might pick up 2 boxes of that so that I can have a couple of magazines full at home. Other than that, oh my god, look at all that. We got 6.5 PRC, 6 millimeter Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor, 7 millimeter PRC, 308, 30-06, 300 PRC. A lot of Hornady Hunter Precision. Hey there, 410 hanging out in the back.
Well, there's only 2 things that I need, and that's, I mean, I don't need it, but 300 blackout, I want 194 grain Hornady, and then I also want 6.5 Creedmoor, 140 grain Hornady ELD. And I'm not going to be trying a bunch of different rounds. That Hornady performed absolutely great in my limited zeroing. I got a group of 1.28 inches, which is good for me, and happy with that. So I'm really not going to waste a ton of money buying ammo that might not work. So we're going to do that, and then yeah.
Well, they've got a lot of 300 blackout and 6.5 Creedmoor, but it's not what I'm looking for. So 220 grain, 200 grain, 150 grain, 150 grain, 125 grain. That's the 300 blackout. And then they've got some match grade over here, but I don't see the Hornady that I would want to pick up. Also, I don't see the 6.5 Creedmoor Hornady that I would get. So I'm actually a little disappointed here in Sportsman's Warehouse. Let's go see what they got. Okay, I wasn't able to talk in Academy. There was somebody behind me stocking, and then the guy behind the counter was mean mugging me. So I had to do it discreet. Good deal on the Winchester, but pretty much a normal price everywhere else. A lot of 40, and finally found something that I really needed, and I've been looking for it for a long time. Bunch of 45 down on the bottom, and they've got 380 super carry, 30 super carry, a lot of 22. They had a lot of 300 blackout, 5.56, 223, 30-06. They had 6.5 PRC, 450 Bushmaster. A lot of things that were scarce for a while are starting.
Back of the house recap time. I went on an old school ammo hunt. I haven't done that in a while. I didn't purposefully go out looking for ammo, but I did pass by a couple of stores and decided to go in. The first one was Rural King, and good news, bad news there. The bad news is the table was empty, and that is because people are still stealing ammo, and that sucks. So it was actually behind the counter, and the guy who runs the gun barn there, you know, he's standing right there. I didn't want to record anything because it's just awkward. Even after 2.5 years or so, it's still kind of awkward to have people watch you record. Nevertheless, they had a bunch of ammo, 10 millimeter, 9, 40, 45. They had 5.7 by 2.8. They had one of the PRCs. They had a ton of ammo behind the counter. Just couldn't record it. So I did get some 5.56. They had the PMC X-Tac for $9.69 a box, which is a pretty good deal considering I don't have to pay for shipping. And when you when you buy a small quantity, like 5 boxes, it makes it easier to buy it in person. You don't have to pay the shipping for 5 boxes. So I got 5 boxes at $9.69 a piece. Pretty good deal, less than 50 cents a round. And I've been seeing, 39 cents and up. Usually a case is about $450 or so from various places, and when you can get free shipping, that's a pretty good deal. But when I only wanted 100 rounds, I like to get it in store. At the beginning of the video, I said I was going to try and get all these different 6.5 Creedmoors to try out, and then mid-video on the timeline, I went to the range, I zeroed my 6.5 Creedmoor, and I realized that I am not going to do that. I'm not going to waste a ton of money, a ton of time trying all these different ammos, because this Hornady 140 grain ELD match was very good in the rifle that I built. Somebody said that if you took away the flyer from my grouping, it was probably about 0.6, 0.7, which is pretty good. Overall, that group was 1.28 inches at 100 yards. I will take that any day of the week. Nevertheless, Hornady ELD match is pretty good stuff for me, so I'm just going to stick with that. I only had 2 boxes of it from the get-go, and I shot some of the 147 grain. I've got a question for all you reloaders. 140 grain and 147 grain, the case should be the same, correct? Because it's just the projectile that's different, and maybe a different charge of the powder, a different amount of the powder, but the cartridge should be the same, right? So I've got some 147 grain. I'll probably shoot that, save the shells, and just work on reloading. These were $43 a box. I did have a bunch of money in rewards, so it didn't cost that. It knocked it down quite a bit. But with these being so expensive, it's got me on an accelerated timeline to start thinking more seriously about reloading. I have Varget, I have some primers, I just need to get some of the equipment and the projectiles, and then I'll be able to reload these for much less than $2.30 a round, or whatever these came out to be. So I got these at Bass Pro, and I'll probably get a couple more boxes overall just to have a bunch of shells, and then we'll start thinking about reloading. I went to Sportsman Wholesale. They did not have what all that huge wall of ammo. They did not have what I was looking for, And I'm still looking for that 300 blackout 194 grain Hornady. Probably gonna have to order it online. I do want to get the Spear Gold Dot 150 grain 300 blackout. I'd be interested to see, even though it's not subsonic ammo, what that sounds like through the suppressor. Also the Spear Gold Dot 223 through the suppressor, and the 308, see what that's like through the suppressor, and see if those are viable home defense options. I know that they will be, because Spear is a fantastic brand. Went to Academy, and they had a ton of ammo. Winchester's on sale. Their Winchester is 29 cents a round for the 9mm. They had a bunch of stuff. They didn't have that 300 blackout that I was looking for either. They did have one box of, or they did have one 300 6.5 Creedmoor that I was interested in. Somebody said that these don't do so well at distance. They start to, I don't know, they said melt, I guess. But I figured I picked up a 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain BTHP tip, and these were $30, and that's pretty much the only reason I bought them, because they were almost on par with target rounds. So if these really don't do well at distance, I will give these a try and see how those do, see if I can hit the target with that versus the ELD match. But I really don't think I'll have much problem with the ELD. And then the surprise for me is I could not find this anywhere locally, and I thought I would have an easier time finding it, but this was at Academy, and this is the 40 Smith & Wesson Federal HST 180 grain. I've been looking for this for a long time because I do not have the 40, I have the 9 and the 357 SIG to do that test that I want to do out of the P229. So these were $32.99, right on par with what I was going to pay from Midway, and I found them in store. I didn't have to pay for shipping, so that is a plus. That test will come out as soon as I can get out to the range and film it. I am very interested to see what the results is, because out of all the ammo tests that I've done with the 9, 40, and 357 SIG, the 40 has been the most consistent, and I like consistency. So went for a little ammo hunt, and pretty happy with what I got. Still looking for some of those other subsonic 300 blackout self-defense rounds. We're gonna have to probably get those online. That's gonna do it for this one. What are you finding in stores? Are you finding everything that you need? Let me know down below. Like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next video.